Everybody, wake up! It's a boy. He's just a boy. It's a bunny boy. No, damn it! I look like an idiot.
This is the fascinating story of Dan Troll, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planet Civilization.
Forgavos. Thank you.
In the celestial
I literally just started, but thank you so much.
Planaria Rex.
I hope you're doing well.
From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Dan Troll, the Planet Man, fighting
Forgavos.
for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man.
Hope you're doing well. Forgavos.
Marston
Yeah,
surprised
well.
the Planet Man, Pat, Slats, and what he believes to be Professor Darrow in the tunnel under his palace. They had just used the ancient machine they found there to transport Marston's entire fleet to a remote planet and end his threat to solar peace. Now, however, things look very bad. As we find them, Marston is gloating over his luck in catching them all and also in finding the machine. But he is unaware that Professor Darrow is really not there. What he really sees is only a three-dimensional image projected by the machine.
Yes, Planet Man, I will save you for last. You can watch me take care of
Yeah, real Kazoo, my god.
opposing the will of Marston. With you taken care of,
Don't question it. I won't.
so kindly
I won't question it.
the League of
Can
Planets.
you hear me just fine?
First, I shall send
Hopefully
Planaria
I'm
Rex into the sun.
hopefully
The
I'm
other planets, one
palatable
by one, will feel the weight of
this
my
morning.
power. Yes,
Doing this
Saber,
before
it's
work.
just you and I
Wanted
against
to
the
draw, and I'm gonna draw.
machine. We shall win.
We must do something to prevent his getting this machine. It's more dangerous than his fleet, and there can be no
Oh.
defense against it.
Stop whispering. What does it matter? You are all going to die.
Big old
I
mouse.
think I have waited long enough. Who will be first?
Even you couldn't be low enough to shoot us down without a chance.
Quiet. I need no lessons from you, Professor.
Oh my god. You're just an awake man.
He's talking to.
The Kazoo is awake and he
You don't
is
really think we're afraid of
I
you?
know
not
you are afraid of me.
baked.
You are not fools, and no
Okay,
sane
Zoo.
man wants to die.
I'll show you.
Don't come near me, I'll shoot.
Shoot then.
I warned you.
Well, I mean, all I can say is I hope you feel better. Hope you get some rest. I'm not questioning it. I'm just saying that we worry about you. It's your friend.
We'll wait here for you.
Gosh, he's a brave man. I'd hate to go down there in the dark after that maniac.
There was some way we could help you.
Well, I'm not really worried. I think he can outsmart or outray Marston any day in the week.
Well, I hope you're right. Hey, we forgot to check the machine.
Not much left to check, I'm afraid. Just look at it.
Maybe it can be rebuilt.
Oh, I doubt it. From the way Dantro talked, no one knows enough about the ancient science to do the job. We were
You
lucky to
just
find a
feeling
working
tired?
one
You
that
can
could
go to
figure out how
bed.
operate it.
I hate to think what we would have done
It's all
without
good. No one's gonna judge you
No,
for
no,
that.
maybe it's just as well it has been destroyed. Think of what would have happened if
I just
Marston
thank you
had
for
looked like he
coming
never
in
really
for
got
just a
Yeah,
second
like
and
he's
checking me out.
FEMA would rule the
But
solar
also, if you keep listening to this, you'll probably fall asleep.
Slats, will you please tell me what you're talking about?
FEMA, that's what I'm talking about. FEMA.
Oh, what about FEMA?
You know what she is, don't you? A Martian flying cobra, one of the deadliest things that ever lived. Her venom just has to touch your skin and you die instantly.
I know all that. What about it?
Sure you know all about it. We all know all about it, but I bet you Dantro isn't even thinking about it. He's down there chasing Marston through those dark tunnels, thinking things are pretty even with both of them holding ray guns, and I bet you he's never even given a thought to that FEMA.
Hey,
She can see in the dark, too.
that's okay.
Warn Dantro somehow.
Well, there's only
I
one way.
do appreciate it.
Are you going after them?
Yeah, there's no other way. Wish me luck.
I do, Slats. Please be careful, but try to reach Dantro in time.
Marston! Marston, do you hear me? You might as well surrender. You can't run forever. Surrender! That's your answer. Marston will never surrender.
deadly battle. Slats, the engineer, is trying to warn Dantro of FEMA, whose presence gives Marston the edge. We'll be back in a moment, so level up. When we left Dantro, he was pursuing Marston through the treacherous underground tunnels. Marston has fired on Dantro but missed. Slats, in the meantime, has gone to warn Dantro of FEMA, the deadly Martian cobra who is with Marston. Dantro is unaware of FEMA's presence, and he stands vulnerable to attack in the tunnel.
Dantro! Dantro! Where the dickens are you? I can't keep this pace up much longer. I just got to find him before it's too late. Dantro! Dantro, it's me, Slats!
Only we had some way of knowing whether your trick worked, Professor Darrow. You say you deliberately drew Marston's fire, knowing that his ray would pass right through your image? Do you remember anything else then?
No, Judge, it's just as I told you. The ray must have harmed the machine, for suddenly my whole picture of the room blocked out.
This waiting is so difficult.
I gave orders to the fleet to descend at once and send armed search parties into the tunnels. Until we get word from them, we have no way of knowing whether Marston or our friends have won out.
I know how you feel, Judge. After all, Pat is my flesh and blood, and Slats is almost like a son.
Well, at least the two youngsters are safe. They arrived at Planaria Rex just a few hours ago.
Just a little bit further, we'll have Planet Man where we want him, huh, Beaver? A little bit further, if I remember, there should be a chasm in the floor. Let him think he has me cornered, and then we'll show him our little trick. Won't we, Fever?
Marston! I know you're just ahead of me. You might as well surrender.
Ah, here's the edge of the chasm. Now, Fema, be ready. When I say go, see that you strike straight and true. Planet Man, you have me cornered. I cannot go any further.
Surrender now, I will see that you get a fair trial.
How do I know I can trust you?
You have to take that chance. Throw down your ray gun.
If I do, will you throw yours down also?
No tricks.
I know when I
Just drawing my Starfinder character.
Very well. When I say 3, you throw your weapon out on the floor of the tunnel where I can see it. And I will do the same.
Start counting, Planet Man.
1, 2, 3.
There it goes.
And there is mine.
Now, Fema, strike.
Dantro, Fema, look out! Oh. Marston, that was your last bit of treachery. I'm coming after you.
Lurk. Oh, thank you, Raven. Get some rest. Thank you for coming in. I hope your stream went well last night. It seemed pretty good. I was there. I was lurking the whole time.
Brave man to throw himself in the way of
Or is that I had you on?
never forget his heroic deed.
I fell asleep to your stream.
You know, when we picked him up, he smiled and
It's not trying to be like a
He must
put me
be
to sleep.
stupid
You know what I
his
mean.
Poison could kill me. Why, I'm so full of army snake serum from World War II that it would take Marston's bite to put me out of commission.
He's resting comfortably, sir, and should be up and around very soon. He was delighted to know that Marston's dead because of his brave deed.
Are you sure? We never did find the body.
No one could have survived that fall. No, I think we can forget Marston and his evil. We have more important things to discuss.
That's right. The Council has promised to discuss the entrance of Earth into the League of Planets. Won't that be wonderful, Father? Can you imagine how they'll feel back home when they discover that for years the other planets have been inhabited, watching Earth and waiting for the first spaceship to be launched?
Yes, Pat, it will be quite a surprise. I might even say a shock. That's why I agree with Judge Augustus that we must plan the whole thing carefully. If mistakes are made, it can create a great deal of trouble. You must remember that the Earth is still divided into many factions. If one side or the other sees an opportunity to use this as a means of getting the upper hand, the news of the existence of the League of Planets may bring on a great tragedy.
Do you think we'll be allowed to go back with the first emissaries from Planaria Rex?
It will be most essential that you do. Your father is an interplanetary figure, and his words will be listened to and believed.
Isn't it time we attended the council meeting?
Yes. Let's hurry along.
Alone in the darkness. They think Marston is dead, but they've not heard the last of Marston. Here in this room are machines of the ancients they do not even dream exist. In time, I will learn how to use them. When I do, I will make the solar system pay for my suffering. One by one, the planets shall feel the weight of my anger. One by one. It will take time, but I can wait. Marston can wait.
Marston still lives, alone. But even alone, his presence is dangerous. What can one person like Marston do? What are these machines of which he speaks? And what powers do they hold? We'll be back in a moment. But first, here is a message that the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dan Troll, the Planet Man. The Planet Man. The Planet Man.
This is the fascinating story of Danko, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planets organization, the law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Danko, the Planet Man, fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. You will recall that our friends were safe at last back on Planaria Rex after successfully thwarting Marston's plans to conquer the Earth. They and Danko, the Planet Man, believe Marston to be dead, victim of his own evil. But though badly wounded, he is alive, planning revenge. Flash, who in saving the Planet Man's life was himself poisoned by FEMA, Marston's flying cobra is recovered. We find Billy and Jane out in space aboard a scout ship of the League of Planets Patrol.
1,000 miles a minute. The kids back on Earth could see us now. Billy, isn't it exciting? Captain Alstorm, can you hear me?
How do their noses go? Oh, they got square, big old square noses.
You think I'll be able to solo soon? Planet Man promised me I'd pilot a ship alone when I passed over Cash. Oh, Billy, you're in such a hurry. You've only taken lessons for a few days. What are you talking about? I've had 10 lessons. That still doesn't make you a pilot. Like you know. Captain Alstorm says I'm a natural spaceman. Tell her, Captain.
That's right, Jane. Billy's one of those rare people whose coordination is perfect for space.
See, that's how much you know. That still doesn't mean you haven't anything to learn. I've been watching, and it's pretty complicated.
Jane's got a point there, Billy. You can take over now if you're ready.
Just watch me. Now, Billy, be careful. Billy, what's happening? Gee whiz, will you stop it? Gosh, Captain Alstorm, our girls are awful, always worrying. I know what I'm doing.
He's doing fine, Jane. But Billy, keep steady on that accelerator. You're safer out here than a lot of other places you
broadcasting the space station. This way. Now, if the two lines on the screen are exactly parallel, we're on course, right?
Must be right, huh? Now, how about that red switch on your left? What's it for? And let's see how you use it.
That's the four-screen control. When you pull it, the ship is surrounded completely by a defensive screen. In case we're attacked or a meteor or something comes too close. Watch.
Good boy, Billy. Okay, turn it off. They head back for Planaria Rex now, Billy. It's time we were heading in.
Yes, sir. Let me hit that port accelerator. Can I land the ship today? Oh, there you go again, trying to do everything at once.
I promise, Billy, you can bring us in today. Just remember what we've been practicing, Billy, and you'll be okay.
Don't worry, I know the routine by heart. I'm heading in.
This is Spaceport, Planaria Rex, calling freighter Centurion of Mercury. Land in Area 5, all clear for you. Hello, Miss Arrow. Well, the nicest thing that's happened here all day. Can I show you around the control tower?
Oh, thank you, Lieutenant, but I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a hurry. Have Billy and Jane landed yet?
No, but they're due any minute now. Can't I help you?
Well, that's nice of you, but I'm afraid not. I have some important news for them.
I can reach them over the communicator beam if you like.
Oh, no, it can wait. Besides, Billy's got enough to think about flying that scout.
Yes, I guess you're right. He's making his first landing today.
Landing? Well, is it safe?
Perfectly safe. Billy's flying like a veteran. Captain All-Star, our top pilot's been with him. He says Billy's one of the best students he's had. Don't worry.
Hello, Spaceport, Planaria Rex. This is Captain All-Star. My scout is coming in. Request area for landing.
All clear, Captain. Take area 4.
Roger and out.
It's over there, Miss Darrow. You'll get a good view from up here on the control tower deck. Don't be surprised at what you see.
Well, there's nothing wrong, is there?
No, not at all. First time anyone lands one of those scouts, they get a real jolt. It's hard to gauge their speed exactly, and it takes practice coming just right.
Well, they won't crash or anything.
Not a chance. All our ships are equipped with auto landing gear.
Auto what?
It's a beam that cuts in automatically when they come down too fast. It acts like a kind of bumper. It'll bounce a little, but it's perfectly safe. Should have seen me bounce on my first landing.
It should be there. I always get kind of worried knowing Planaria Rex is so close and not being able to see it. Captain, are you back there?
Yes, Billy. The control tower gives us an area. You'll be able to see it on the screen.
Oh, they know we're coming.
We'll call in. Matter of fact, Billy, you better do it now.
Check. Hello, Darrow calling Spaceport, Planaria Rex. Darrow calling Planaria Rex. Can you read me? Come in.
Spaceport, Planaria Rex. Commence, Pilot Darrow.
Oh, boy, Pilot Darrow, hear that thing?
Better get your landing clearance, Billy.
Oh, gosh, I forgot. Darrow to Spaceport, are we clear to land?
Spaceport to Darrow. They're clear to land. Take area 4. Good luck.
Thanks.
Now watch the music breathe there.
It's like magic. First there's nothing, and then all of a sudden, bingo! Planaria Rex. There's the Spaceport. Area 4 is that one, isn't it?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Aren't you going in a little fast?
Billy is heading in for his first landing. Is his speed too fast, or is Jane just being too overcautious with Billy? We'll be back in a moment. So, level off. When we left Billy and Jane, they were in a scout spaceship, heading into a landing at the Planaria Rex spaceport, this being Billy's solo landing. Waiting for them is Pat, who is accompanied by a lieutenant of the League of Planets Squadron. The lieutenant is talking. Everything is down. See over there?
Are you sure there's no danger?
Not at all, but they're due for a surprise, weren't they?
Oh, no, he bounced 100 feet into the air. But there he goes again.
Oh, they're down now.
Well, I'm going over the area.
Come on, I'll run you over in my jet ski.
God, what happened? See, Smarty, I told you don't know everything. Why, you heard what the captain said. It could have happened to anybody. Come on, let's get back and see what's happening to Pat and Danto. Come on, Captain, thanks.
I like her face. It's very adorable. But I also love those rats. They're adorable. You got a little...
None of the people in the League of Planets has ever seen anyone from Earth. Did you say we leave in 6 hours? Yes, and you'll have to hurry. Is the professor going? No. He's decided to stay here on Planaria.
With a big earring. A nice little earring.
Just Flat can't go. No, not yet. In a couple of weeks, he'll be up and around. He'll try to stay. Come on.
Well, Judge Augustus will leave in an hour. Danto, I wanted to be sure you realize how important this trip is. I know everyone will like Pat, Billy, and Jane, but we don't want anything unforeseen to happen.
They'll make friends with everyone, I'm sure.
That's not what I'm worried about. Marston had friends on all the planets, and they're still very active. To keep Earth out of the League of Planets, they might even resort to violence. So be prepared for anything. A whole new world of adventure seems to be in store for Billy, Jane, and Pat as they prepare for their interplanetary tour. What thrills lie ahead? We'll be back in a moment, but first, here is a message that Danto the Planet Man wants you to hear.
Oh no. Rabbit is too cute.
Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Danto the Planet Man. The Planet Man. The Planet Man.
Wiggle, wiggle, wait. Wiggle, wiggle, wait. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wait. That's very sweet of you. You know you didn't have to, and thank you so much.
The law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world
I'm just drawing my Starfinder character.
are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe,
Make sure
You'll
that it's
find
loud
Danto the
enough that
Planet Man
everybody
fighting
can
for
fucking
higher
hear. Thank you.
in a moment,
Thank you, Wiggle,
the
wiggle,
Planet
wait.
Man.
Let's see. What do you do? Let's see. What kind of stuff do you do? I'm gonna look at your channel, Wiggle, wiggle, wait. All right.
You will
You
remember
draw?
that Billy,
Oh my
Jane, and Pat
goodness. You
were
draw
about to
cats and
take off
stuff.
from Planaria Rex with Danto the
Oh my
Planet Man for
goodness.
They are
It looks so
starting on a
good,
tour
Wiggle,
of
wiggle,
the members
wait.
in the League of Planets. Judge Augustus warned Danto that although Marston's power
Wiggle,
was
wiggle,
destroyed,
wait.
his collaborators
Your
on the
art looks,
planet were still a
if
threat
that's
to
your
the Earth
art
people.
on your
So they
banner,
might
that
even
looks so
resort to violence
good.
in their determination to keep Earth from becoming a
If
member
it's
of the
not,
League.
come
We
on.
find our party
I
preparing
wanna
for their
see
blast
your
off on the
art.
Spaceport on Planaria Rex.
In 5 minutes or so, we'll blast off of
If you got any more art, I would love to see it.
Listen to him a little, he says. Well, he's been practically jumping up and down for the last 4 hours. You've been excited yourself, so don't talk about me. I'm afraid we don't know an awful
Sorry
lot
to
about
put you
you,
on blast,
Danto.
Wiggle,
Well,
wiggle,
this is
wait.
exactly Earth, you know. The clouds that shroud the planet are dust.
I thought they were like the ones back home. You know, water vapor.
No, they're dust. As a matter of fact, the surface of the planet is almost covered with dust. The Venusians have evolved a culture that's quite different from any other planet in the League. They even look different, as you know. Their noses, for instance. You've noticed how big they are. That's because of the dust. They have a kind of filter that's part of their bodies. That enables
Yeah,
them to breathe.
wiggle, wiggle, wait. You know what?
And about the
When you
extra
do,
eyelids they seem to
I'll
have.
be
It's
there. Hold up.
transparent. I guess that's to protect their eyes from the
Hold
dust.
up,
Exactly,
wiggle,
Pat.
wiggle,
But do they
wait.
live out in the middle of the dust all the time? Doesn't it get into their food
There.
and everything?
Well, one time they did. But for centuries, they've lived under tremendous
There you go.
transparent domes. Their cities are covered by
There
them.
you go. You
They'll
gotta
be quite
follow
comfortable
from me.
inside them.
Won't we ever go out?
You follow me, I follow
When
you.
we do, we'll have to
I
wear
will
respirators
see
to
that
clean out
art
the dust.
when you do it.
When I first saw the Venusian ambassador,
You better let me know.
I guess nature
I'll be
knows what
very
to do.
disappointed.
They'll have the laugh on us with
So
our
what kind of
red
art do you
flags.
They're
do?
much too polite to laugh.
I mean, other
You're right about
than
nature. You'll
uh,
find as we travel around that some of the races in the
other
League of
than what
Planets look pretty funny to
I
you.
saw on your
There's
banner.
always a good reason for
What
it.
kind of art do you do?
They've each adapted
Is
to the environment of the
there
place
any
they live.
specifics?
That's why
Or-
even the people back on your Earth are different.
Isn't it getting close to blast off time?
Oh, just about, Billy. I want to give the ship a quick check, though,
think
before we
the
go up.
ear is too low. So
What, Billy?
I'm
What
gonna
kind?
bring it up.
I may be just imagining things, but the controls don't feel right to me. Particularly the counter-gravity stabilizer.
Gee, you don't think it's busted, do you? Will it delay our trip?
Not busted, Billy. Broken.
Gee whiz, what's the difference? You know what I mean. Will it dance or will it
So
delay?
just
it?
keep me
Exactly.
informed,
Well,
and
that's all right.
I
That's all
will
very much fun.
watch you.
Pilot needs to know his ship.
Sure, you women don't understand these mechanical things. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
I'm afraid it's a little too technical even for you, Billy. I better call the flight engineer. I checked the entire ship with him myself before, but I'll ask him to go over this counter-gravity stabilizer again. Flight engineer, report to control deck at once.
Flight engineer Mako, sir. What's up?
Well, it's probably nothing, but the controls don't seem to respond quite right.
Well, we checked them together.
Will you give them a quick once-over just for luck?
Well, of course, sir.
Can I help? I'm almost a pilot, you know.
I know. I've been hearing
So,
about
yeah.
you.
No.
Sure, you can hold these tools and hand them to me as I need them.
How many people are there on Venus, Santro?
About 1 billion people, James.
Any animals?
Oh, of
Let's
course.
see.
And like the Venusians, they've all adapted
Mainly draw
themselves to the
feral cats, but I'm
There's another
working
inhabitant
on
of Venus
furries
that's
and
almost
animation.
elected.
The Warrior Cat
Very
books
few of them have
got
ever
a
been
hold
seen.
of me at a young
There's
age
even
and
a
took
picture
over
of
my
one. Most
art.
Venusians doubt that they exist.
I've never heard of the Warrior
What
Cats.
are they?
Well, the
I have
Venusians call
never
them
heard of them
more
ever,
humanoid in appearance.
but
than the stories
maybe
I've
I
heard.
have.
No one really knows much
I've
about
never
them.
heard of
They've been credited
them,
with all
but
this magic and
if they took over, I mean,
I'm afraid I don't know what to believe,
if
James.
they
I've
influence
traveled
you,
around the solar system and seen
If
too
you
many
draw them
unbelievable
big
things to be
cats,
sure of anything. Certainly no
I've seen
evidence to
enough.
support that belief,
I've seen
though.
enough.
Probably just a sort of legend. more than anything else. Oh, and
Animal
look,
World
Nico.
or Animal
Nothing
Planet
wrong
to
so
know what
far.
happens when you
Check
get
the stabilizers.
when you
Just
get
going
taken
over
over
now.
by the animal cats.
Seems okay.
When the spirit of the cat takes over you.
Wait a minute.
Just leave my little
Billy, hand me
mouse
that
girl
wrong tooth.
alone. She did nothing
Can't
wrong.
be.
Trouble?
She's too
Well, wait,
adorable.
I'm not sure yet, but something isn't the way it should be here.
You better go over carefully.
Don't worry, sir, I will. Hand me that scanner, Billy.
Can it be serious? I mean, if it didn't work right?
Serious enough to end our trip before we had hardly gotten started. Without the stabilizer, we'd never clear the gravity field of Planaria Rex. It could make us crash if it were badly enough warped.
Jumping sun toads, this is awful.
Did I give you the wrong tool?
No, the tool's all right, but something else is awfully wrong. Will you come over to the engineering maintenance for a moment, sir? I'd like to talk to you.
Can I
Now,
come?
you better
Boy.
stay here with the tools, Billy. It's pretty technical anyhow. And I've got to look at some relay charts. I'll explain it to you when I get back. What's the trouble?
Well, I didn't want to tell you in front of the kids and Miss Darrow, so there's no sense worrying them. But that gravity stabilizer is absolutely useless. You wouldn't get 2 miles off Planaria Rex. You'd come down like a meteor.
Well, you could have told me in front of them they're not the kind that get frightened easily.
That's not why I asked you to step out. That equipment is useless. And it's no accident.
What do you mean?
Four.
It's been
Yeah.
tampered with.
Tampered with, are you sure?
You went over it with me, sir. It was in perfect shape
that
then.
must
But are
mean
you
that
sure
they
it's been
have a
deliberately damaged? The way it is,
little-
it couldn't have been an accident. The connections have been
like
slipped,
that.
and the tube shorted. Whoever did it knew exactly what he was doing. You wouldn't have had a chance of landing without a crash.
You'd better check the rest of the controls. I'll make some excuse to Miss Darrow and the kids, and check it thoroughly.
Don't worry, I'll go over everything with a micro scanner.
There's trouble ahead for the League of Planets group before they even take off on their goodwill.
I have
trip.
some work I need to
Who
get
is behind
done,
this
so
sabotage?
I can't talk much. I'll have your
We'll be
stream
back in a
on in
moment.
the background, though. Good
Oh,
luck with the
level
art.
up.
Thank you, Wiggle Wiggle Wade. You got this, dude. I believe in you.
When we left Danville, he was informed by the flight engineer.
I know
that the
you got
proposed
it.
Interplanetary Goodwill spaceship, the Planeteer, had been sabotaged. Now we find Danville talking with Billy, Jane, and Pat. in
You're
the
going to
control
wiggle
cabin,
yourself
letting on
into
to what is really
success,
wrong.
and I believe in you.
This time, Danto?
Well, I think so, Billy. What happened before was just one of those accidents. It should teach you a good lesson, though. Always check your ship before you take it up. Even the best technicians slip sometimes, and it's your life that's at stake, and sometimes others.
You bet I will. Can I stand here a while you blast off? Oh, me too. You may be in the way.
Oh, it's all right, Pat. They're no trouble at all, and not very complicated.
I keep forgetting how different from the old Constitution these ships are. No dangerous acceleration, no recoil.
What is she wearing?
It's almost like
You
going
know
up
what?
in an
I
elevator.
know exactly what she's wearing.
There goes the signal to blast off.
Right, Billy. Here we go.
Boy, this ship really travels. Can I take over the controls room?
Maybe not this trip, Billy. Don't worry, you'll have a lot of chance to be traveling a lot for a while now. We'll be out of these dust clouds in a minute, and then you'll be able to take your first look at Venus.
I've always thought that the clouds were water vapor, like the clouds on Earth.
Well, if they were, Venus would be a lot better off. As it is, they have ways that will seem quite strange to you. But you'll see it yourself in a little while now. There, now you can see the planet.
Why, it looks like a big desert. Hey, what's that thing down there? It looks like a big bubble.
That's Venusport. I told you their cities were covered with tremendous domes to keep out the dust storms.
But how do we get in?
Well, they have locks like the airlocks on a spaceship. You go through one door, which seals, and then we can go through the second, through to the city itself.
Do they know we're coming?
Well, I've already signaled ahead. You see that directional arrow? If we keep it lined up with the beam, we will come right onto the port.
I see it. It's that round opening.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have to slow down.
There, a second door ahead of us now. What's opening?
The outer door must be closed then. Here we go.
See the landing field just below us.
Yes, and there's a delegation waiting for us to land. They'll probably make a speech. Yes, this is quite an event for Venus. Not often they have visitors from the other planets.
On behalf of the people of Venus, I welcome you to Venusport. Our planet is yours.
Do you think he means it? Be quiet, Billy. This is a very serious occasion.
As I grasp the hands of each of you from Earth, may it be a symbol of the future unity for the people of Venus and the people of your home planet.
The first leg on the Interplanetary Goodwill Tour has been made without incident, except for the attempted sabotage of the Planeteer at takeoff. Now on the planet Venus, the planet of dust, the Earth people and Danto are to be the most honored guests in many a century. We'll be back in a moment, but first, here is a message the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dan Troll, the Planet Man. The Planet Man. The Planet Man. Planet Man. This is the fascinating story of Danto, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planets organization, the law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Danto, the Planet Man, fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. When we left our friends Pat, Billy, and Jane Darrow, they and Danto the Planet Man had landed at Venusport. As the first people from Earth to visit that planet, they were welcomed most cordially. We find Billy, Pat, and Jane discussing the wonderful reception that was given in their honor.
Brother, that was some banquet. You said it. What was it we ate? Gosh, I don't know. You don't know, Pat? I'm a little bit afraid to ask. Didn't you like the taste? Oh, sure, it was swell. Oh, come in. Sandro, when are we leaving? Where are we going?
I'll tell you all about it in a minute. You packed, Pat?
Oh, just about. A few little odds and ends, but it'll only take a minute.
Oh, fine. I just came from the office of the League of Planets here on Venus. They wanted me to be sure and commend all of you on the way you've been conducting yourselves. Particularly you two, Billy and Jane. The ambassador thought you got along wonderfully at the party the vice-regent of Venus gave for you.
Gosh, we didn't do anything special. They were such nice people. It was almost like our friends on Earth.
Well, just the same, you were both swell.
You know, Danto, sometimes I think you do it deliberately.
Hmm?
You know, we're all standing here wondering when we're leaving and where we go next. Is it a secret?
Yeah, what's the mystery?
No mystery at all. I didn't mean to keep you guessing. Well, it's just that I've got a lot on my mind. I was going over the route with the convoy commander.
Convoy commander? Are we going by boat? Billy, how could we go by boat? There's no water.
No boat, Billy.
Oh, Danto, what is this all about?
I'm sorry, Pat. Well, here's the story. We leave here in about half an hour and travel in convoy by dust buggy to Galanta.
What's a dust buggy? Where's Galanta?
Well, a dust buggy is like, well, I guess back on Earth you'd call it a sled. It has an enclosed cabin to keep out the dust. It's driven by jets along the tops of the dust the way a sled goes over the snow. Galanta's the biggest city here on Venus. It's about 600 miles from Venusport.
Couldn't we go by air?
Well, we could, but I thought you might like to see something of Venus. It'll take a little longer this way, but you could get a good look at the countryside. The buggy's built to take all kinds of conditions. We'll be part of a convoy.
It sounds exciting.
Yes, it will be. I'll never forget the first time I traveled across Venus. An experience you'll never forget. Pat, can I talk to you a minute?
Oh, certainly. Come into my room.
You get your things together, kids. We'll be right back. I wanted to talk to you about something serious, and I just assumed Billy and Jane didn't hear. Nothing may happen, but I think you ought to be aware that everyone on Venus isn't friendly.
I thought the Venusians were on our side.
Well, they are, don't misunderstand me. 99% of them are anxious for Earth to join the League, but Marston had allies here on Venus. As a matter of fact, just before we left Planaria Rex, Judge Augustus warned me to be careful.
And there was something really wrong with the ship after all, wasn't there?
I'm afraid there was.
She's got
I didn't want to
tribal
frighten you, so I
tattoo because
pretended it was an
she's
accident.
basic.
But it was sabotage.
Fuck.
There's no question
I should have
about it,
looked
and I'm
up a
afraid it's only the beginning.
shitty tribal tattoo.
They're
Fuck
really trying
me.
to hurt us?
Well, I'm afraid they may, Pat.
Let me look up a
After all, if we'd
shitty
taken off with the ship the way it was, we'd have all been killed. If they're willing to go that far, they'll stop at nothing. That's why I felt I'd better tell you the truth so that you'd be on your toes.
Well, it's not myself I'm worried about, but the kids
She's
are my
so
responsibility. I certainly wouldn't want anything to happen to them.
Believe me, Pat, nothing's going to happen if I can help it.
Yeah, there we
There's no
go.
harm in being prepared.
That
Well, we
is
better get
not a
moving.
tribal
Convoy will
tattoo,
be
but
waiting for us.
that is definitely what people think a
Martin,
tribal
let's
tattoo
go.
is. It's great.
A trip through the Venus dust land. That in itself is exciting. But what possible danger may face Danto, Pat, Billy, and Jane as they embark on this Venusian convoy trip? We'll be back in a moment. So, level up. When we left Dancho, Pat, and the two kids, Billy and James, they were about to leave Venusport for an overland trip to Galanta, which would take them over the treacherous Venus Dust. As we find them now, they are speeding along in a Venusian dust buggy, and the ride is apparently full of thrills.
Boy, Billy, isn't this wonderful? It's like a roller coaster back on Earth. Here comes another hill. Hang on. Oh, boy, what a ride.
I told you you'd enjoy this. If we'd gone by air, you'd have missed all the fun.
Oh, it is exciting, but I can't help but wonder what would happen if our dust buggy conked out.
Don't worry, that's why we travel in convoy. We just transfer to one of the other buggies. If we lost the convoy, we could use our communicator, and they'd send out a rescue party from Venusport.
Well, I'm not really worried, but that landscape out there is a little frightening. I never realized there could be so much dust anywhere.
Well, it's hundreds of feet deep, Pat. And these hills are moving all the time, like sand in your deserts back on Earth.
Gosh, you know almost as much about Earth as we do.
Well, you know, we've been watching Earth for years with the cosmic communicator. I've learned a lot about your planet and its people.
That's right, I'd forgotten. I wish we had the communicator here now. I'd like to see what's going on in the sports world. You and your old sports. Look out there. We'll never see anything like that on Earth.
Maybe when we get back to Planaria Rex, you can teach us some games.
Boy, that's an idea. We could have games and maybe even have a League of Planets Olympics like the ones on Earth. And Judge Augustus could be an official. Ah, I bet he'd love that, wouldn't he, Dan?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. They have a game here on Venus I think you'd like. Maybe when we get to Galanta, you can watch a game. It's called Jetto.
How do they play it?
With one-man jets and a ball that's anti-gravitated so it floats in the air.
Gosh, it sounds exciting. You think we'll run into a dust storm?
Oh, let's hope not. Once you've been in one, you never want to see another. Now, we're safe enough in the buggy. It's built to travel right through storms. But with the wind blowing at 100 miles an hour, this dust is like a million sharp needles. If you were outside without protection, it would strip your clothes off in a second, and the rest of you, too, for that matter.
Let's not even talk about it. It gives me the shivers.
Ah, you always get scared.
Maybe I do, but that doesn't stop me.
That's right, James. Sometimes I think you pretend to be scared to make Billy feel brave.
That's a secret between us women.
Ah, you women are all alike, always making fun of a guy.
Yes, Billy, but they are nice to have around.
Oh, I guess so. Only sometimes Jane talks too much.
What's that?
Where?
Over there on the left, way out there. See? It looks like a cloud or something.
I see it all right. Jane, it looks like you're going to find out what a dust storm is like.
Is that what it is? Seems so far away.
At the speed it's traveling, it'll be here within a few minutes. We're in for a little rough weather. Better buckle those safety belts.
Gosh, this is really something.
Hadn't we better pull a little closer to the convoy?
That's a good idea. We'll switch on our lights, too, the way they have, so we can see each other through the storm.
Yes. This is her shitty, garbage tribal tattoo. Alright. That's nice.
This buggy may keep out the wind and the dust, but it doesn't keep out the
Then
noise.
a tattoo that says fierce in a Anglian language, but it does not say fierce.
The convoy put on their lights. Pitch black outside. I can just barely make them out.
We'll stick close to them. They know the way. Y'all okay?
Sure, we're fine.
What's happened?
I'm not sure. I'll try and start the jets again.
Boy, that had me worried for a minute.
That must have been the dust. Some of it must have gotten through the filters into the engine.
Look, there's one of the convoy. They dropped back to see if we were okay.
They're pulling up right alongside of us.
I'll signal them ahead. Everything's fine now.
There they go. Can you see them?
Don't worry, I'll follow right behind until we catch up with the rest of the convoy.
Pulling away from us.
Our jets still aren't working right. I can't understand it. These buggies are built for this kind of weather. Oh, there it goes again.
Can't you get it started?
I'm afraid we're stuck.
Will it come back first again?
They'll try, but in this storm, they'll never find us.
What'll happen?
Well, we'll just use our communicator and call for help. They'll be able to get direction from our radar beam and find us even if the dust storm is still on. Hello, Planet Man calling Venusport. Planet Man
She
calling
thinks it says
Venusport.
fierce. It does
Hello,
not say
Venusport.
fierce. I know it doesn't say
Venusport,
fierce.
do you hear me? This is Planet Man calling Venusport. Come in, Venusport.
And it's right on our big old tail.
Hello, Venusport. Come in, Venusport. This is Planet Man calling Venusport.
Maybe something's happened to our communicator. God, can't you think of something pleasant?
Pleasant or not, I'm afraid Jane's right. The communicator isn't working.
What do we do now?
Well, we're safe enough here in the buggy. We'll just sit out the storm, and then I'll send up a few flares. They'll be looking for us, and somebody is sure to notice. We'll just sit tight until they do.
Well, our friends seem to have become the victims of a Venusian dust storm. Or has the work of some saboteurs hit its mark? Will the rest of the convoy discover the missing dust buggy soon? What manner of danger lies ahead for Danto and his friends? We'll be back in a moment. But first, here is a message the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dan Troll, the Planet Man. The Planet Man. The Planet Man. Planet Man.
Cute little cowgirl
This is a
hat.
fascinating story of Danto, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planets organization, the law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Danto, the Planet Man, fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. You will remember Billy, Jane, and Pat Darrow and Danto the Planet Man were marooned on Venus amidst a sea of dust when their dust buggy broke down during a terrible storm. With their communicator not working, they have been unable to do more than sit and wait for the storm to blow itself out.
Have you figured out what's wrong with the communicator yet, Danto?
Not yet, Billy. I can't understand how it could have gone out. This type of equipment is built to take a pounding for years without trouble.
Maybe it needs a tube or something.
Not this set. They're tubeless. That's what makes them so sturdy.
Listen to that wind. Gonna have to listen to it. I can almost feel it through the buggy. That plastic shield around us must really be strong.
How fast do you think it's blowing out there?
Well, at least 200 miles an hour, maybe more.
Gosh,
Have you found the trouble yet?
Yes, I found it.
can't you fix it?
Not without new parts. There aren't any extras aboard.
New parts? Is it that bad?
Pat, you remember what I told you just before we left Venusport?
You mean about the ship?
That's right. Well, it looks like this is more of the same.
More of the same? Same what?
I'm going to tell them, Pat.
I guess you better.
What's going on?
Remember the trouble we had with the ship before we left Planaria Rex?
I remember. It was something with the counter-gravity thing.
Yes, the counter-gravity stabilizer. It was deliberately sabotaged. And the same thing has happened to this communicator. And the dust buggy, too, I think. It's as I told Pat at Venusport. Marston is gone, but his collaborators are still at work trying to achieve what he failed to do.
But what good does it do them to strand us out here? Sooner or later, a search party will find us and take us back to Venusport.
You're absolutely right, Jane, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to tell you and Billy the whole story. I'm afraid that the dirty work isn't over.
Do you think someone in the convoy was in on it?
Well, we'll probably never find out for sure who sabotaged our buggy and communicator. Say, we've been so busy talking, I didn't even notice that the storm's letting up. I hope what I've told you doesn't frighten you.
You should know us better than that by now. Besides, we're all stuck together. We can take care of anything.
Atta boy, Billy. That's the way to talk.
Hello, Venusport. Secret Channel 7 Zeptar. This is Noki reporting from Goodwill Tour Convoy. Mission complete. Dantro's dust buggy stopped as planned. Convoy did not stop to find them in dust storm. We'll proceed with Operation Pickup. Should have the Earth people and Dantro as prisoners shortly. Keep you advised. Signing off.
Dantro, how about going outside? The storm's over. Maybe we can fix the jets on the buggy.
That's one thing we mustn't even try, Billy. That dust is like powder, and in this part of the desert, it's hundreds of feet thick. Without special shoes, you'd sink out of sight in a second. That's why the buggies have wide, flat runners like a sled so that they can coast along on top of the dust.
I bet if we had a pair of snowshoes, we could walk on it.
Well, as a matter of fact, the Venusians wear special dust walkers that look almost exactly like snowshoes. There aren't any on the buggy. I've already looked.
What are we going to do now? Just sit here and wait?
No, I'm going to climb to the top of the buggy and send up a couple of flares before it gets light. May help them find us.
Won't it help who's ever trying to get rid of us, too?
Well, we'll just have to take that chance. Here, hold this flare gun, and when I get up on top of the buggy, hand it to me.
Be careful.
Don't worry, I will.
Dantro, look out!
It's all right, Billy. Hand me the flare gun. Just reach it up through the doorway there.
There it is.
Now, I've got it.
Why doesn't he send up a flare?
Give him time. Coming back down again. What's the matter, Dantro? Why didn't you send up a flare?
Well, that does it. The flare gun's been tampered with, too.
Well, isn't there anything we can do?
Just
Light
waiting
a
for
fire.
it.
It'd be a good idea if we had something to burn, but everything in the buggy is
Ba-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
fireproof and there's nothing else but dust for hundreds of miles. No, I'm afraid we'll just have to sit here until it gets light and hope the rescue party finds us.
A wait for help in a sea of dust is a very long time. Sometimes it never comes. What will face our friends now? We'll be back in a moment, so level up.
Thank you, Days Does. I appreciated you, incredible person, you. Hope you do your streams. I will try to come in as best as I can. I am working tonight,
When we
so
left Dantro, Pat, and the kids Billy
I will
and Jim,
try to
they were
lurk
waiting
as
for
best
help
as
in
I
their
can.
sabotaged dust buggy. They were hoping
You
a Venusian
incredible
rescue
person,
party
you.
would shortly pick them up. As we find them now, they are in their dust buggy staring out at the vast reaches of the shifting mountains of dust.
Yeah.
Jane, what are you looking at?
I was sure I saw something moving out there.
Where?
Mice.
It looked almost like somebody standing there. It's gone now.
I'm afraid it was your imagination, Jane. Even in this light, you can see for miles. There's nothing there now.
Ah, she's just seeing things.
Well, if she's seeing things, so am I. Look out there.
You're right. I can see it, too. Looks like some kind of an animal or something's coming towards us. There's some more of them here on the other side. Look.
What is it, Dantro? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It's hard to see the way they're hunched over, but I think... Oh, it can't be.
Can't be what?
Remember I was telling you about the dusters?
Sure. You said nobody was sure if they really existed or not.
Well, I'm afraid they do exist, and what's more, they're all around the dust buggy.
We're surrounded. They seem to be coming in closer now. Do you think they'll attack us?
I don't understand this at all. There's little known about them, but I've never heard of them attacking.
They look so strange. In some ways, they look humanoid, and in others, almost like some kind of reptile.
Gee, you're right. They're still not close enough to see very clearly, but their skin seems to be scaly, almost like an alligator. Look at their feet. They're wearing dust shoes, all right, but it looks like it's part of their body. I guess that's how they can walk on the dust without sinking in.
They keep coming closer and closer. I wonder what they're going to do. Well, we should know in a couple of seconds. They're almost up to the buggy.
What's that noise?
Well, it must be from those tremendous feet moving through the dust.
Well, anyhow, they can't bite us. Why not? Well, they hardly have any mouths at all. Just a tiny little hole. Yes, but their noses make up for it. They're bigger than the Venusians.
You're touching the ship on this side.
Look, they're working one of their spears in through the crack of the port.
Stand back, Billy. Let me get over there.
There's another one now, on the other side.
Get back away from the port, Billy. It looks like they're going to force it open. They've split it already.
There it goes.
Secret Channel 7 Zeptar. This is Noki. Convoy just arrived Galanta. We'll delay them on Dantro's rescue. Baca and I heading out to Dantro's stall.
Love Clip Studio, but also Clip Studio is quite annoying. I wish Clip Studio was not as annoying as it is.
Why don't you use your ray gun, Dantro?
I don't dare.
There
I might get
you
a few
are,
of them, but not enough to matter. Besides, we still aren't sure they mean to
Right
harm
when
us.
I shit talk you, that's when you start
Climbing through the
working.
port. Gosh, look at that skin. It's just like an alligator's. Bet they can walk through a dust storm and not even feel it.
I guess that's what it's for.
Coming in all right.
He certainly is an ugly-looking specimen.
Right now, I'm much more concerned with what he wants, not what he looks like.
He's just standing there looking at us. Why don't you try and talk to him, Dantro?
I don't think it'll do any good, Billy. They haven't any ears.
Do you think they can communicate with each other?
Maybe. Somehow they must, or they couldn't organize an attack as they did this one.
They must be pretty smart.
Maybe, but remember, the ants back on Earth and a lot of other insects, too. And wolves, they hunt in packs and yet have no means of communication.
Wolves. You don't think these dusters are like wolves, do you, Pat?
Oh, of course not, Jane.
Here comes another one through the port. Hey, and there's one right behind
They're
us.
coming toward us.
Just stay where you are. Don't move.
Hey, one of them has hold of my arm. Get your hands off of
Don't
me.
fight them, Billy. Jane, it won't do any good. We're badly outnumbered.
Hey, he's got a rope. He's going to tie me up. Hey, what do I do? Just stand here?
I'm afraid we have no choice. If we fight back, we may just arouse them. As it is, we still don't know what their plans are.
Now they're tying me up, too.
I guess you're right about they not being able to hear or speak. They aren't making a
Here
sound.
comes another one through the port. What's he carrying?
Some kind of a cloth. Hey, what's he doing with it? Hey, Jane, are you all right? Dantro. Dantro.
Don't be afraid, Jane. They're just going to wrap us in this cloth.
Don't worry, kid. Don't worry. Hey, they're tearing us out of the buggy. Ow! Hey, that hurt. What were you doing? Where you bang my ear right against the door? You be careful, you walking alligator. Keep calm, kid.
That's the stuff. At least we can talk. That way we can keep track of each other.
They're tearing us somewhere, aren't they?
That's right, they are.
Back to their village, do you think?
There's no telling, Billy. All we can do is wait and see.
It seems the Dusters are taking Dantro and the Earth people to some prearranged spot. Where is this place? And why are our friends being taken there? We'll be back in a moment, but first, here is a message the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dantro, the Planet Man. The Planet Man. The Planet Man. This is the fascinating story of Dantro, the Planet Man, troubleshooter for the League of Planets organization, the law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Dantro, the Planet Man, fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. You will recall that the Earth people, Billy, Jane, and Pat Darrow, and their alive from Planaria Rex, Dantro the Planet Man, have been captured by the almost legendary Dusters of Venus. Bound and wrapped in cloth, they are being carried across the dust deserts of Venus.
Billy, how are you?
Being carried upside down with a sheet around me isn't an idea of comfort.
Jane?
I'm okay.
Pat?
All present and accounted for, Danto. Are you all right?
Fine.
I so wish I knew where we were going.
Well, at least they're keeping us together.
Where do you think they live?
They may have some way of burrowing into the dust. Perhaps they've learned to camouflage their den.
Dan?
I don't mean it the way it sounds, Billy, but wherever it is they live, I don't believe they're intelligent enough to communicate or cooperate with others.
Well, then how do they know where to find us?
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
Well, this may be just a wandering pack. Perhaps they just stumbled on the buggy in the desert.
I don't think so. They came prepared. Besides, what would they want with us, and why did they bother with us? Have you ever heard of them taking anyone before?
No.
That means if they did, no one ever lived to tell about it.
It may not be that, Billy. There may be some special reason why they wanted us.
Special reason? What do you mean?
Oh, there's no sense in guessing. We'll find out shortly.
Cute Ralph. Cute, you're so cute, so cute. Adorable.
Notice the difference in sound?
Yeah, what is it?
We seem to have left the dust of the desert. Sounds and feels as if the dusters were walking on earth or rock.
Hey, something feels funny.
It's as if they were going downhill.
That's right. Oh, you notice how our voices seem to echo?
Yeah, what does that mean?
We must be in a tunnel or a cave of some kind.
And the air is much cooler, too. We should find out soon what this is all about.
Have they gone? Where are we?
I don't know. They just put us down and left. I heard a door closed. They must be in a room of some kind.
Oh, well, my hands are a little loose.
Can you get them free?
I'm trying.
Move down a little so I can reach the ropes with my fingers.
Got them?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. They're getting looser. There. Now, if I can only get this blanket or whatever it is wrapped around me off.
Where are we? Can you see?
See? Blacker than it was when I had the thing on
Oh
my
my
neck.
God, heaven!
Wait,
Oh my God! Blam, 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 blam! Heaven!
There, that's it.
Oh, never mind. I can do the rest myself. You better untie Dantro.
Right.
That's fine, Billy.
Gosh, I'm glad to get these ropes off. I don't mind telling you my wrists and ankles are rubbed raw.
Well, if the dusters hadn't wrapped that cloth around us, there would be a lot of you rubbed raw.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Didn't you notice their hides?
Sure,
Yeah. Heaven, MCQ, you incredible person.
Hard as rock.
Thank you so
It's nothing
much.
to a knife on. The way they were
Subscribe for
carrying
2
us, it
months.
would have rubbed right through
2
our
months
clothes.
Let's
already.
find out where we are.
You have a
Jeez.
light?
No, Billy, no
2
light,
months
no ray gun.
Did they take
already.
it away from you?
Well, I'm not sure. Might have fallen out of the holster, but it's
Oh,
gone.
I guess you don't have
spaghetti.
any such thing as a match.
No, nobody in the League of Planets has used matches for hundreds of years.
So how can we tell where we are if we can't see?
We just have to seal. Here, Pat, you take my left
Jesus,
hand, Jane my
that
right
sounds
hand,
like
and Billy,
garbage.
you hold Jane's hand.
What's the idea, Dantro?
You'll see in a minute.
At least we're together. Yeah, you're right about
I'll
that.
just skip that,
I wonder what's happening
because
today.
that was starting to sound like
Then maybe they're
hot
looking for
trash.
us. I wish I could believe that, Billy, but I'm afraid they're right back in the cell. If they'd escaped with us, we'd
Just
have
popping in quickly on my break. Well, thank you for popping in
No, Billy, I'm
so
afraid it's
quickly.
just the two of us.
So quick, Heaven. So quick. So nimble. I am just drawing Yosoki girl.
Are they taking us back to the city, Dantro?
I don't know, but I think
So,
we're heading
you
in a
know,
different direction. The tunnels
the
are finished
usual
so
over
this one
here.
seems to be descending.
You're right. I remember now. It was
Just,
up here.
le usual.
Yeah, I wish I knew. Maybe they've got Billy and Jane.
You think they caught them?
I hope so. It's better than having them wander around alone in these tunnels.
Jane, I hear something. I heard it a moment ago. You think it's the dusters? It sounds different. Almost like a growl. You don't suppose it's some kind of an animal? What kind of an animal would be down here in the darkness? I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of a mole or something. I hope whatever it is, it's not as hungry as I am. The way I could eat a whole cow off on
No. She is a basic white girl. She's a space pirate because she kind of fell into it. I need to draw her drone, but yeah. She has a tribal tattoo, space pirate tribal tattoo. She has a tattoo on her tail that says fierce. She thinks it says fierce. It most definitely does not say fierce in an alien language. So, you know, I thought it was funny.
Where are we going?
I'm sure they're not taking us to the
And base her off the Californian blonde deer
If they knew what
mouse.
happened to us, I'm sure they could never find this place. It's been hidden here beneath the surface of Venus for hundreds of years.
Oh, now they're pushing us even faster.
So hopefully she is
I think I hear something up
adorable.
ahead.
It sounds like Jane's voice.
Sufficiently
Jane, can you hear me?
adorable. She's got a drone as well, but I did not remember to draw drone. Now I will draw drone later.
Oh, Dantro, run, run! Jane, what's happening? Some kind of an animal. It's like...
So I'm not even sure that this is going to be the final
Don't worry,
take of
Billy. I
it.
won't let it hurt you, whatever it is.
What are you going to do?
But
Well,
I
I'll
was
find a rock,
streaming
perhaps
before
I
I
can
had to go to work.
What's the matter?
So, you
They're
know,
pushing by us.
funsies.
It is. Listen to its growls are getting fainter. Oh, thank goodness we were in time. Where's Billy?
Right down here, Pat.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm just sitting here.
Well, come up.
I can't. I fell in this hole. And I think my leg is broken.
We'll get you out somehow.
Ah, the usual with tattoo in different language. Yeah, exactly.
Reunite them. What is their motive?
Exactly. She has no idea what it means, and I can't say I don't love the joke. It's great. At least it's not that Laura Croft one. That one is so sad. That one's real sad. That's not funny. That guy, that is a tattoo forever. But it's also really funny.
The Planet Man. Planet This is the fascinating
So I hope you
story
have a
of
good day at
Dantro,
work,
the
though,
Planet
Heaven.
Troubleshooter for the
Do hope to see you later.
The law enforcement body for peace and justice in the celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Dantro the Planet Man fighting for fair play.
That's why I don't get work tattoos.
In a moment,
Right?
the Planet Man.
I don't get word tattoos either. That's a personal thing. If they want it, I'm not gonna hate on it.
You will remember that Billy and Jane Darrell had just been saved from an unseen monster in the darkness of the hidden caves of the Venusian Dusters. Pat Darrell and Planet Man, who were guided to the kids by the Dusters, are hard put to understand this act by their captors.
I don't get it at all. First the Dusters take us prisoners, and now they save Billy and Jane. It just doesn't make sense.
I know how you feel, Pat. I wish I knew the answer.
It was funny, too, the way that thing, whatever it was, ran away the minute they came. Did you notice how cold and scary it got right then? Gosh, you're right. Like something awful was going to happen. It's the strangest feeling. Didn't you feel it, Dantro?
No, I didn't, Billy. Can you tell me something more? It may be important.
It felt like a cold, frightening wind. Only it wasn't a wind. It was inside, sort of. And just before that, before I could hear you and Pat
be very important. In fact, it may explain a lot of things about the Dusters that have been so mysterious.
You really think so? God.
Now, try to remember this, Billy. You too, Jane. Did you ever feel anything when the Dusters were around before?
You mean like happy or friendly or anything?
Exactly.
Well, yes, I think so. Billy, you remember when we were standing looking at their ruler and he kept staring at us? Didn't you feel sort of warm and friendly? Good all over. Sure, but I thought it was my imagination. What was it, Danto?
Well, that's only guessing, of course, but it may mean that the Dusters are telepathic.
Telepathic? You mean they're mind reading? It frightens me a little.
Well, it's nothing to worry about. Kids, would you be willing to try an experiment?
You can count on us, Danto. What do you want us to do?
Listen closely. Both of you think as hard as you can about the Dusters. Think about being their friends and about their coming here and getting us. Concentrate on it as hard as you can. Concentrate. You're friends. You like them. You want them to come for us. Friends. Come for us. Come for us. Come for us.
Danto! Danto, they're coming. I can hear them. They're coming. What do we do now? I can't see them, but from the sound, there must be 100 Dusters there.
Quiet, please, Billy Jane. Just relax and try to keep your mind blank. Do you sense anything? Any thoughts that seem different?
No. Nothing. Wait. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's almost like a voice inside my head. Only no
Okay.
words. More like pictures. Me too. They're telling us that we're their friends. They mean us no harm. They knew we were in trouble and came to get us from the dust buggy.
Well, ask them why they've never tried to contact anyone else, why they've kept their civilization hidden. But think it, don't say it.
I am. Gosh, this gets easier all the time. They say that no one but a Duster has ever been able to sense their thoughts before. They consider the Venusians savages. Say, can you imagine that? And the Venusians thought the Dusters were a legend. They want us to come with them to see their leader again. Oh, Danto, this is so exciting.
I tell you, Chester's impossible. They've got to be here in the dust buggy. Where could they go? How could they leave?
Shut up for a minute. Let me think. 26 hours ago, I saw them stop. I made sure of it before I rejoined the convoy. They couldn't have gotten the buggy started. It hasn't been moved or it'd leave tracks.
And they couldn't cross the desert without dust walkers. They just think...
There were no dust walkers, didn't I inspect it and explain to myself when I sabotaged it? Oh, someone must have come along and gotten them.
Well, perhaps the rescue party from Venusport beat us here, huh?
No, I sent them off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but who? Out here? There's no one here. It's impossible.
Impossible or not, it happened, and we must find them. Our orders were to see to it that the Earth people and Planet Man do not leave the desert alive. Those orders shall be carried out. We must look for tracks.
There were some funny marks in the dust over that way, but not like anything I've ever seen.
Where, you stupid fool? You mean to tell me that you knew they were there and didn't say so? Come on.
Where are we going?
After them. That's why we're here, isn't it? Hurry. Thanks to your stupidity, we've lost valuable time already.
Are we going to walk?
No, we'll take the flyer. But stay close to the ground and go slowly. If we lose these tracks, we'll never find Planet Man and the others. Oh, how I'm itching to catch up with them. If it were not for their meddling, Noki would be ruler of Venus. It was their interference that brought defeat to Marston, but it's not too late. No, it's not too late.
Noki and Baka, the two disciples of Marston who sabotaged Danto's dust buggy, are surprised not to find they would be prisoners. Is it too late for Noki? Can he and Baka find our friends? We'll be back in a moment, so level up. As we return to the Venus dust world, we find our friends Danto, Pat, and the kids Billy and Jane being entertained by their new friends, the Dusters, with whom Billy and Jane have learned to communicate by mental telepathy.
God, what a difference from the last time we were here. Look at the fuss they're making over us. They can really dance.
Well, I think it's amazing the way they keep in step without any music.
Oh, they have music. You see those men over there? They're musicians.
They speak different notes and everybody gets them. Now they're all singing. Billy, maybe if we try, we can amplify it so that Pat and Danto can hear it.
Yes, kids, try it.
Keep it up, kids. I think it's working.
It's incredible. Incredible. And you two are actually amplifying the Duster's thoughts so Pat and I can get them.
But I can't understand why the kids are telepathic and we aren't.
The leader explained it to me. It's got something to do with our being from Earth and being so young. You must have had it when you were younger, Pat, but you grew out of it before you learned how to use it.
Yes, I suspected that. But let's listen to the music for a moment.
I'm getting so hungies. It's lunchtime and I'm hungies.
Where could they be going? We've been following these strange trails for miles across the desert. There's nothing
If only it wasn't
this way
so
but
hard.
thousands of miles of dust.
Be quiet,
So
do as you're
fake.
told. They can't be far off. We've been flying where they walk. Wherever they're headed, we'll find them, and then I'll notify our friends. One atom bomb, and it'll be over.
Wait, up there ahead. The tracks disappear.
Right.
But how can they just disappear?
Stop talking and land the flyer.
Yes, Noki, I meant no harm. I just wondered
You
if...
wonder too much. Remember, your life means nothing to me. I've tolerated you only because you know this desert, but don't push me too far. Now, let's look more closely at these disappearing tracks. You see? A tunnel into the ground. We're getting close.
Shall I notify our friends and have them send the ship to bomb this tunnel?
Not yet. We must be certain.
Surely you don't mean to go down into that hole?
Follow me.
I don't like it at all. It's dangerous going down into this tunnel in the dark.
What are you afraid of? You found Planet Man's ray gun. You know they're not armed.
But that still doesn't explain those tracks. Or why they lead down into this tunnel. Who knows what made them? I tell you, it's dangerous.
Enough. Why did they give me such a stupid coward? I would do better alone. Shine that light up ahead and move along. My ray gun is ready even for Duster. If I hear another word, I'll use it first on you.
Don't, Noki. Point that the other way. I'm going.
That's better. It can't be very far. We've walked a long way into this tunnel already.
We must be hundreds of feet down.
Soon the Planet Man and the Earth people will be eliminated, and Marston's defeat will be avenged. And the League will not dare accept Earth as a member. Hurry up, Baka. We've work to do.
Billy asked him why the Dusters considered the Venusians savages. By the way, what's his name?
His name is Manu. He says it means mind leader. Manu says that they have watched the Venusians for centuries and never been able to detect any signs of their thoughts. To them, thought projection is part of intelligent life.
But does he know the Venusians consider the Dusters a myth?
Manu suggests that Jane and I try to amplify his thoughts and yours so that you can communicate with each other directly. He sends your last question. You will try to answer it.
Yes, we know that the Venusians doubt our existence. We have kept ourselves hidden from them deliberately, for we can learn nothing from them. My people are few, their wants are simple, and they are kept content to stay here in our cave city where they have everything they need.
Is this the only city on Venus where there are Dusters?
Dantro! One of the guards in the tunnel that leads to the city has just sent a message that some surface people have discovered the entrance to the city and they're on their way.
Can you tell who they are? It must be the rescue party from Venusport. Somehow they must have discovered where we were.
No, he doesn't know who they are. But I don't think it can be a rescue party, for he says they act like hunters. He fears they're our enemies.
Ask him if they're armed.
Yes, he says that they're carrying ray guns.
Anu, we must have arms or weapons of some sort.
We have no weapons as the kind you know, but have no fear. We are prepared in ways that will surprise you and your enemies, if these so prove to be.
What are these ways of preparation for oncoming danger of which Manu speaks? Can they match a material weapon like a ray gun? We'll be back in a moment, but first, here is a message the Planet Man wants you to hear. Tune in again for more transcribed thrills and adventures. Rocket millions of light years into space with Dan Troll, the Planet Man.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Big Battle. God. So many wonderful people resubscribing. Happy 2 months.
The Planet Man. Planet Man.
If it keeps popping, I'm gonna change it. Fucking Christ.
This is the fascinating story of Danto, the Planet Man.
I'm not bothered by old radio pops, but I know everybody in the world
in the
is.
celestial world, whose headquarters and center of operations are situated on the capital of all the planets, Planaria Rex. From Mercury to Pluto, wherever danger threatens the universe, you will find Danto, the Planet Man, fighting for fair play. In a moment, the Planet Man. As you remember, Billy, Jane, Pat Darrow, and Planet Man were with the Dusters in their hidden cave city beneath the dust deserts of Venus when word reached them that their enemies were on their way. Manu, leader of the Dusters, assured them that he would deal with the intruders. With Billy and Jane amplifying Manu's thoughts, he and Danto are able to converse telepathically.
Do not be alarmed, Planet Man. Whoever these intruders are, we shall render them harmless in ways that only we understand.
But how do you know, Manu, these intruders are enemies?
While we cannot read the thoughts of the Venusians, we can, however,
A Buddha! A Buddha! How the drawing going with you? Oh, it's going well.
These men are bent on an evil errand.
I am drawing this radical character. She is just a radical rat.
So they have ray guns.
How many of you move? Well, plant you this.
Radical. I literally just thought of that pun, and I'm like, haha. I'm funny. I make a funny. I make a stupid funny. Yeah. Well, I hope you're doing good, Abood. I hope your day is good. Just making sure.
Look at them. A little better than animals. Don't concern yourself with matters you don't understand. What do you intend to do? Can't you speak of intend? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish what Marston could not.
Where is this?
Eliminate you and your
Who is this? Is this on this set?
Ready?
I still don't like it. They're too calm. They must have some trick up their sleeve.
Oh my god. Oh my dear god.
This is not the time for the sucker. You take care of the children.
Fucking hell.
Personally attend to Planet Man and the girl. Now, Planet Man.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Doesn't take much to ask how everybody's doing. Just checking up on people and stuff like that. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being awesome. And I hope you stay awesome and stay amazing.
I can't move at all.
It'll do you no good to try. You might as well stop. We'll not be able to move until we're ready to let you move.
Yeah.
You know, I told them they were too calm.
It's just quiet as fuck.
This is no trick, no
This is
Just
because
one mistake. You thought the Dusters
Yeah, I
were
was
stupid
right.
animals. They're far from that. It's their power of thought that holds you in its grip.
I was like, what the fuck
You
happened?
to hide behind
What's
someone
so
else.
quiet?
The great Planet Man using the
No
black
reason.
magic of a tribal beast.
Just
Now, you
became
afraid
quiet
to stand
AF.
alone?
Don't listen to him, Danto. He's trying to get you angry.
Sure, now he's complaining. A few minutes ago when he thought his ray gun gave him the upper hand, he sang a different song.
Tricks will do you no good, Noki. You're caught and you know it. Why not tell us who your fellow traitors are?
If I tell you,
Gonna have
will
to
you
change
let
to
me
another
free?
one.
After they've been captured,
No. Not giving you any advertisement, Strike Force. Nobody get into Strike Force because of that.
Makes me so mad. You get out of here. I don't want to know we've escaped. That'll give us a chance to find out what he really was doing in Grayson's compartment. Maybe he's going to put Grayson in here, too. Maybe. Let's see how quickly we can get out of here. Commander Corey calling Captain Ferris of the Supernova. Commander Corey calling Captain Ferris of the Supernova.
Captain Ferris, go ahead, Commander.
You know I'm aboard, I suppose.
Yeah, I noticed the NSA after your name on the passport. That's why I followed through.
Bam.
I know, but I'm afraid I'm going to need a little specialist. Send the regular steward to the
Son of a
proposal
bitch.
opening in passenger corridor A immediately. I'm in the chute. Now wait, Captain. Don't send the steward. I don't want any excitement aboard the ship.
Very well, Commander.
Now, Captain, one thing. Pass the word along not to open the chute until Cadet Happy and I are out of it.
Your move, Grayson.
What did you say?
I said it's your move.
Oh, okay. Listen, excuse me, Robert. Did I doze off?
Oh, you hardly had time, I assure you. And if you had been asleep, I'd have taken the opportunity to take advantage of you.
What? Oh, okay. Oh. Here. How do you like that? That and
Ah, one again. And I thought I had you. You're a wizard at 3D test racing. I've never seen anything like it.
luck, I guess.
I wish I had that kind of luck. Well, we're both getting sleepy. You better turn in. We'll be on Saturn in about 3 hours. And thanks for the game. Honestly, I enjoyed losing.
Well, the game did me a lot of good. Believe me, with a lot of tension. There was nothing like a nice quiet game.
This has been a good day so far.
The luggage is all packed, Commander. Well, fine, Happy. We'll be landing in Saturn in 20 minutes. We'll wait till everybody else is off the ship before we leave our compartment. You got a bug me? I'd check on him to the captain. He's working for Solar Technic. One of the special guards is meeting him when the ship lands. The captain showed me the spaceogram. Oh, 15 minutes till we land. If we get to Saturn headquarters, we'll space it from Pluto Base Command. That will be a few hours later. Station 15, Cadet Happy here. No, Commander Corey isn't here. I think he's somewhere around Saturn headquarters, maybe. Yes, sir, I'll tell him. Oh, Commander, Major Harper called. He said Colonel Redding has been trying to reach me. I just talked to him. He still has a detail watching Robert. Robert hasn't left the Saturn Space Hotel since he checked in. Oh, yes, sir. But did you know that Grayson never arrived at the Saturn plant of Solar Technic? Yes, I saw the report from the supervisor. Well, what do you suppose happened, sir? The uniformed guard from Solar Technic met Grayson at the spaceport. No, I'll get it home. Station 15, Commander Corey here. Who? All right, send him in. Who, sir? Under the circumstances, the last person you'd expect to walk into Saturn Space Patrol headquarters. What do you mean, sir? Grayson. Commander Corey? Yes, Grayson. Sit down. Happy put on the recorder. Yes, sir. Grayson, you were due at Solar Technic plant 3 hours ago. Where have you been? I've been robbed. What about the guard who met you for Supernova? He was one of the robbers. What was stolen from him? The necklace. He's in the ring. The file the ring off my finger. Here. Look, you can see where they cut my finger. Now, wait a minute. A guard robbed you? Yes. He and another man. A man in a red plastic mask. The guard and I were in a surface car driving down Avenue J when... Now, hold it, Grayson. How does a man in a red plastic mask get in? He stepped out and hailed a surface car. The guard stopped. They drove me to Saturn City Park. Then the guard held me while the other man, the man in the red mask, filed off the ring. And they drove me around a while, trying to look. Look, I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth, honestly, Commander. I think, what do you think of this plan? Well, it seems to me that if the third man was in cahoots with the guard, he wouldn't have needed him. At least he wouldn't have worn one on the street. But that's what happened. Don't you believe me? Look, if I were lying, why wouldn't I make up a more plausible story? That's right. Possibly the fake guard and the masked man did take the ring after all. Well, they did. Okay. Who's Robert? Fellow I met on the Supernova. We played 3D chess in my compartment. Yeah. Anything unusual happened during the game?
Such a cute little rat.
Hadn't played in 3 years.
Such a cute little mouse.
Did you fall asleep?
Such a cute little rat and mouse.
I thought I got groggy for a minute. I
Well,
thought
well,
I
well,
dozed off when I opened my
well,
eyes. There was Robert smiling at me, waiting for me to move. It had only been a few seconds. It had been quite a few seconds. And I entered just coffee, but was sound asleep. You were my companion. I never saw you until I came into this office 2 minutes ago. While you were asleep, Robert forced us into the...
Powerful. How can you give food?
Jesus. No. No. Fucking Christ. Just trying to get something nice to play. Just stop it. No one wants...
Control Solaria. Corey and Terra 5 to Space Control Solaria.
Space Control Solaria to Commander Corey, Lieutenant Orris here.
Lieutenant, I'm flying low northeast of Solaria. My cadet and I have sighted something that looks like steam shooting out of the ground.
Steam, Commander?
Yes, I'll give you our position. Check it against the location of water conduits leading to the city.
Yes, sir.
Happy, got the data?
Yes, sir. We're 10 degrees, 27 minutes, 48 seconds south by 112 degrees, 51 minutes, 08 seconds east.
Got that, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir. I'll check it against the chart.
Commander, do you suppose it is a broken conduit?
I don't know what else it could be, Happy. Possibly a quake broke the pipe.
Commander, it looks like a broken conduit, all right. Solaria's main water supply line runs right through that point from melting and pumping station number 3 on the cold side of Mercury.
Better check with Solaria Water Control. See if they've noticed a drop in pressure.
Yes, sir. Thanks for telling us. If that's a bad break, we'll be in a tough spot here.
Is there a seismograph in Solaria?
I believe there is, sir.
I suggest you check the city engineering office. Have them contact other cities on the planet and see if there's been a quake in this area.
Yes, Commander.
We'll circle this vicinity to see if any further trouble develops. Report back when you get the information. Corey out.
Well, from the looks of that ground down there, sir, they must have a lot of quakes in this region.
You mean those deep cracks? Well, those were formed millions of years ago, Happy, when Mercury first began to dry out under the terrific heat.
Yeah, but with one side of the planet covered with ice and the other side with blistering heat, well, wouldn't there be a lot of quakes?
Well, as far as I know, there hasn't been a serious one reported in recent years. We'll keep circling till we hear from Solaria.
Can't we take it easy, Burdock? This is pretty rough ground.
No, these atomic drillers weren't made for comfort, Groff. And I want to get plenty of distance between us and that broken water conduit.
We're going 70 with this thing. If we hit one of those cracks at the speed, we'll tip over.
Just quit worrying. We're riding on 6 wheels. And each of them are 20 feet in diameter. And every wheel has its own power drive. I think we're in more danger of being spotted by a space patrol ship than we are of upsetting this monster.
What do we do with the
I
drilling?
love
when we get to our
I
space
love
We just
this
leave it.
program.
Pretty well
But
camouflaged
this
to blend in
tablet
with this cracked yellow
just
ground.
does not work.
We can
well
find it
with
again if we need it.
You aren't planning to drill any more holes in the
Sometimes
Solaria water supply, are you?
Just a big old
Not right away.
deep hole.
But this job will cause plenty of trouble.
You think they'll be able to repair?
Probably. But with things like this happening, trouble with power and water, the rival companies are going to think twice about using Solaria as a base of operations.
Hey, Burdock, watch it! Nearly tipped us over.
Oh, just relax, Joe. We're almost to the ship.
Well, sir, it looks like the conduit broke in just that one place.
That's lucky, but even at that, it'll take several hours to get men and equipment out here to repair it.
Space Control Solaria calling Commander Corey aboard Terra 5.
Corey here. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
A maintenance crew is getting ready to leave Solaria now, Commander. They know the location.
Oh, good. We'll head for Solaria. What about the seismograph reports?
No quakes have been detected anywhere on Mercury, sir. The chief engineer doesn't understand how that conduit could have broken.
How's your water supply?
Pressure has dropped to less than a quarter of normal, sir. We're already on a strict water rationing. Nearly all industries have been ordered to shut down for 24 hours.
Will it take that long to repair the damage?
At least. Oh, Commander, Colonel Henderson thought you might be interested in a report on Professor Mallison.
Well, yes, I am. Have they found him?
No, sir. But another automatic signal was picked up by a cargo ship, apparently from a grounded instrument rocket. It isn't much help.
What do you mean?
It's sending inaccurate information. The cargo ship pilot got a rough fix before the signal stopped. It's on the hot side of Mercury, but the temperature data was 122 degrees below zero.
Same as the other report. The sending mechanism must have been damaged when the rocket landed.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Lieutenant. I'll contact you when we reach Solaria. Corey out. All right, Happy. Get on vector for Solaria.
Yes, sir.
Hey, wait a minute. Look down there on the ground.
What is it, Commander?
See those gouges? A sort of crisscross pattern.
Yeah, 2 rows of them.
They're tracks.
What would make tracks that far apart?
Some heavy earth-moving machinery, probably.
Oh, from when the conduit was laid.
No, I don't think so. Focus the viewscope toward the steam spout. Yeah, see? The tracks end right near the place where the break is.
Hey, that's right.
Follow those tracks in the other direction, Happy.
Hey, they lead away from Solaria.
That makes them interesting. Any surface equipment out here would be more likely to come from Solaria than anywhere else. We're going to find out where those tracks lead.
Just a few minutes more, bro. Our ship's on the other side of the Jagged Butte.
I'll sure be glad to get out of this villa.
You're mighty peculiar, aren't you? You don't like spaceships either.
Who says I don't?
Well, didn't you get space sick the other day?
Well,
Or was it because I shut down the lab ship?
you shouldn't have done that, Burdock. He wasn't bothering us. He was on some scientific mission.
Well, it's just too bad. He came snooping around just as we blasted off from our hideout.
We didn't have a chance.
Don't be so squeamy. By acting quickly, we probably kept the Space Patrol from spotting us near the power relay station. And what's the matter?
The review scope. It's a ship.
Yeah, it's flying low, right toward us.
Think they see us?
I don't know,
Hey, why'd you stop the driller?
because if we're moving, they might spot us. But with the sides and top of the drill camouflage, they might not notice.
They went right over.
It's a Space Patrol ship. They must have spotted the break in the water line.
Yeah, but why were they going so slow?
How do I know? We'll just sit tight and see what they're up to.
Happy, look down there. The tracks stop.
It's hard to tell. The ground must be packed almost as hard as concrete in some places.
I'll circle back. Use the viewscope scanner.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Hey, there is something down there. A hump of something. A small hill, maybe.
Now look closer. Did you ever see a hill on wheels?
Yeah, I can see it now. It's a big piece of machinery, and it's camouflaged.
Happy, get our spacesuits out of the locker. I'm setting the ship down.
Yes, sir.
Check the refrigeration units in the suits carefully. We're going to be walking around in oven temperature.
It's time.
It's
that time.
Why would they land their ship clear out
But I
here?
need to
Just
get
take
ready
it easy,
for
Gro.
work.
We're safe in the driller. Nobody could get in unless we open the door.
Fuck me.
Nobody's getting out of the ship. 2 men.
Hey, that's terrifying. Come into Corey's ship.
If we don't open up, Corey will go back to his ship and report us. They'll send
So
a crew
far
out here with
we've
cutting
got
torches.
done.
If Corey gets back to the ship,
How can we stop him?
we'll stop him all right.
Cute little red girl. I mean,
Wow,
you
now that we're on the
soaky
ground, the
rat
machine
girl.
looks enormous.
It's an atomic driller, Happy. The camouflage covers the drill part, but it's built to cover the toughest kind of
Probably
terrain and drill through solid rock.
Yeah, and that's what happened to the water conduit.
The
Drilling
only
into the
person who
main would
gives
be
a shit
simple
is-
for that machine.
It looks that way. Have your gun ready, Happy. Whoever's in there probably won't be too eager to answer questions.
Hey, Commander, it's
They're
moving.
making a getaway. Get back to the ship, Happy.
Yes, sir. Commander, it's coming toward
Run,
us.
Happy. They're trying to run us down.
But I am getting quicker at these.
Try to run in these bulky
Just
spacesuits.
immediately being
Maybe we can
able
dodge
to
the driller.
go
Don't
from
Try to like you
sketch
have to. That
line,
driller's big, but it can turn like a
which is
cat.
good, and
The ground's so full of cracks
line
and ditches.
to
Commander, it's gaining on us. Don't
coloring
look
and
back.
shit.
Run. Hey,
which is
Hap,
the
on your feet,
actual
quick.
work.
My foot's caught in the crevice.
Give me a hand.
Run for it, Commander. They can't get both of us. You've got to get away. No, give me your hand, Hap. No, you, sir. I'm
Save.
Commander, look out. The driller's right on top of us. You've got to leave me.
Let us depart.
We'll be back with
That
Space
is-
Patrol
as
in
it is
just a moment.
tradition to depart. I'm very sorry, guys. Let's see. Thank you, everybody, so much. Thank you, Wiggle Wiggle Wade.
Okay.
I appreciate
Now,
that.
Here's a secret Buzz Corey wants you to know about. The
And
secret
you know what?
of how space patrollers get a rip-roaring start in the morning. Now, here's what they do. They eat a breakfast that supercharges them. A good breakfast with one of the 3 checkerboard super cereals. Rice Chex, Wheat Chex, and Instant Ralston. Chex. They're the super cereals with
I
that
want the
modern
top.
bite-sized design. The cereals with a swell new taste you'll like right off the reel. And to warm up your motor, there's Instant Ralston, the hot super cereal. Has a heart-of-the-wheat flavor that you'll really warm up to. So now you know how space patrollers get that rip-roaring morning start. Get a flying start yourself every morning, gang. Sit down to a nourishing breakfast with a checkerboard super cereal and get supercharged.
Rice Chex, Wheat Chex, Good Hot Ralston, the super cereal. Flying low above the hot side of the planet Mercury, Buzz and Happy have sighted a gigantic atomic drilling machine. The driller is driven by Burdick and Grulf, who have bored a hole in the water conduit leading to Solaria, a city in the sun-baked Mercury desert. Buzz and Happy don spacesuits to investigate a cleverly camouflaged drilling machine. Suddenly, the driller started up, rolling across the cracked and fissured earth on its 6 giant wheels. Happy caught his foot in a large crack in the ground, and now, as Buzz tries to pull Happy free, the enormous driller roars down upon them.
It's no use, sir. It's still right after us. It's going to crush us.
Fall flat. Dive into that crevice quickly. Yes,
Happy, are you all right? I guess so, sir. I'm half buried in the dirt.
Don't move yet. Stay down in the crevice until the driller's out of sight.
Let
We
us
don't want them
rage.
coming back to finish the job.
I sure thought we were goners when that big thing thundered over us.
We're lucky to find a crevice deep enough.
They're still going, I guess.
Yeah. Fortunately, they didn't stop to wreck our ship. That means they're sure they crushed us under the wheels.
The driller's completely out of sight now, sir.
All right, into the ship, Happy. We won't take time to get out of these suits till after we blast off and start our search for that drilling.
Mushed snails. Mushed.
Well, here we are. Here's your spacesuit, Burdock. Get into it. Let's get to the ship. I see you're all ready. Yeah, all but the face piece. You know, sometimes I get the impression you don't
there we
enjoy
go.
riding in a driller. Let the funny stuff. Let's get out of here.
All right, guys. I will see you guys later. I will hopefully stream tonight, but you guys have an amazing one. Say hey to Smush Snails just to give them a good hello. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
There's something up ahead, sir. Looks like smoke.
You're right, Happy.